As of October 19th, I'm proud to report that there were 15 administrative arrests conducted by HSI special agents in the following locations.
What's up everyone, welcome to another video. This video is going to be on a serious note. Brace yourself, watch the entire video to understand what's happening, and yeah, it's kind of a bad news, so let's talk about it. Like always, I will put the timestamps right in the description so you can skip to any part of the video you want to. And in this video we're going to talk about 15 students which got arrested because they committed fraud on OPT visa, OPT status, and 700 students who are getting revoked. Their OPT or work permit is getting revoked, and a lot more investigation happening and all of it. Let's get started. For people who don't know what is OPT, OPT stands for Optical Practical Training. Optical Practical Training is a program which was started, I don't know when it was started, but it was started to give students who are coming here to do masters or bachelors to give a real world practice or training, real world experience in the field they studied in. So for example, if you come here to study computer science, you can go and work for 12 months because the OPT stand is for 12 months, and then you get another extension for 24 months if you are under STEM program, which is science, technology, engineering, maths. So you technically get 36 months to work under the field you studied in. In this news, there's two types of frauds we're going to talk about, and that's what the ICE, which is Immigration and Custom Enforcement Officers, are talking about, and the USCIS is talking about. There's one fraud in which they arrested 15 students for violating OPT status or committing fraud, and that is related to that they were saying that they are working for this company and the company did not exist, or company existed but just on paper and never really existed physically anywhere, or something like that. And the second fraud which they are talking about in this news is they're not working in the field they studied in.
This is intended to be practical training. That was the concept behind the establishment of this program. And so it's intended to be vocation-like. It's an opportunity to get experience in the subject these people have studied. If they are far afield from that field of study, they are not qualifying for the work permits. They are not qualified to stay here in the United States. And that's what ICE is policing in terms of those people staying here in the United States.
Where the students studied in computer science, but they are going and working for a different field than what they studied. They studied in industrial engineering, but working as a software engineer. They studied software engineering, but working as maybe, I don't know. Let's try to break this down and make you understand how it all works. Let's talk about the first fraud where the company did not exist, and that fraud where they arrested 15 students. This is my assumption how it happened. They have not given full clarity. They just announced this. I will put the link of all the things which I'm talking about, and it's all official news. So you are more than welcome to watch the video which they announced, and you are also more than welcome to watch read all the articles they have put it out. Let's say you graduate in December 2020. You have roughly about 60 days to start your OPT. This 60 days does not count into your OPT 90 days counter. Let's say you graduated December 20, you have until February 20 to figure out when do you want to start OPT. Let's say you decided 1st February is when you want to start. So you started on 1st February, you have roughly about 90 days, not roughly, you have exactly 90 days to stay unemployed on your status, which means you can do nothing and just roam around in United States for 90 days and do nothing. Like you can chill, because you have 90 days to stay unemployed. But most likely you have basically those 90 days you have it to find a job. Every single day you don't have a job or you don't have an offer letter, you are losing that 90 days counter. So what they are saying is that these students, to stop the 90 days counter, they went and registered to the company, and this company did not really existed anywhere other than the paper, and this company are basically giving out offer letters, and once the offer letter is received to the students are going to the school, and school is basically registering that as their job on SEVP portal, which activates your employment on USCIS and everything. So now ICE, which is Immigration and Custom Enforcement Office, decided to start an investigation, which is an operation which is called Operation Optical Illusion. It's just the name they gave to investigate all the OPT related fraud.
Today we announced the initial results from Phase 1 of Operation Optical Illusion, an ongoing law enforcement operation targeting non-immigrant students.
And the operation was to really investigate the employers who are violating OPT student visas. And while they were doing that, they found out one company, they got a lead of one company, and in that they total got 168 leads, and in 168 leads, out of that 15 students got arrested. And that's what they're talking about, because that company really did not even existed. And then if you watch the video or if you watch the news, there are a lot more in the statistic details that out of that 168, 41 are still to be located, 22 left the country, 11 of them started a new program, which means that they were on OPT, they couldn't find OPT, and then they just started another master's program or bachelor's course or something, so that just changed back. 25 of them moved to a new employer, which means that they registered this company as a stop their counter. But while they stopped their counter, they were actually looking for a real job, and they found a real job. So that's what 25 of them got to a new job, and so on. I'll put the stats, you can go and read out. So that's the number one fraud. Let's talk about the number two, where they're saying that the students are violating this OPT visa status to work under different field of studies, even though they studied something else as their master's program or their bachelor's program. So in that investigation, they found 3,300 students, suspicious students who are violating this, out of which they narrowed it down to 1,100, and out of 1,100, 700 of them are going to get a letter from USCIS that their work permit or EAD is going to be revoked, which means they're not going to be able to work anymore.
And USCIS, as we speak, is issuing over 1,100, well, that's not true. They're issuing about 700 letters today to a group of over 1,100 foreign nationals that ICE identified that are here out of status, is our term, which means it looks like they're not obeying the law. And while ICE will seek to remove those folks, USCIS today sent notice to about 700 of them.
400 of them, either their work permit is getting expired and they won't be able to anymore extend it. So that's why they did not do anything for those 400, because their work permit is almost ending either this month, next month or December, and they will not get extended. And they said this is the phase 1 of their investigation. This is going to be a lot more investigation happening. They are sending officers, ICE officers, to a lot of other areas, and I'll put all the areas they found these cases, and they are saying that they are investigating a lot more further and trying to figure out where the fraud is happening, and trying to interview the students, understand why and how that job is related to their OPT and their field of study, and also investigate the companies which are there hiring them. They also added that the bigger problem they want to solve is that universities is also at fault, because university DSO, which is designated school official, who is supposed to handle all the foreign students, they're supposed to manage all this, and they are supposed to check if the employer and everything is valid or not.
Each of those schools have what are called designated school officials, who are supposed to oversee, might not be quite the right word, but effectively oversee the placement of their students or former students in.
So they are saying that it is highly possible that they might fire, or they might let go some of the university DSO. They said that there could be 4,000 students or more who are violating, and they are continuing the investigation as a phase 2, and you will get the update as soon as they find something. I know some of you want my opinion, and I want to understand, like, why is this happening and what do I think about this. I really think that this is normal. I mean, they were just not following the laws, and they are facing the consequences of that. I believe that if you follow the law, if you are doing the right thing, then you are going to have no problem. These people who basically got consequences of registering to a company which did not existed, yeah, I mean, they are doing investigation and they somehow got caught and they're facing all the consequences. So in my opinion, you don't have to worry about it as long as you are following the right paths and you are doing the right thing. If you are going to violate something like violate the laws and policies like this, then yeah, you are going to get in trouble and you will have to face the consequences. So don't violate the laws, follow the right principles and right path. You will be fine. This will not affect you as long as you're doing the right thing. That is it for this video. If you did not understand, there's a detailed 20 minutes video from USCIS. Watch that video, you might understand a little bit more. Link in the description, and please feel free to comment and let me know what you think, or if you have questions, I will be happy to answer that. I'll see you guys in the next one. Until then, keep smiling and keep hustling. Gotta hustle every single day.